they still hold on to resentments.
Right.
And they don't know why. They're like, listen, I said I forgave the person. Why am I still holding on to these resentments? Or if you talk to them, you can tell they're still holding on to resentments and they're still holding on to
Mhm.
baggage from it. Thing about forgiveness is exactly what you said. It's a process. You have to diligently work at it. And when you're
Mhm.
deciding to forgive someone, there are going to be certain times when things that you forgot about come to light, things that you've suppressed come
Yep.
back up, and you have to take the time to say, you know what? I still forgive this person for that. I still forgive this person for that. And that's okay. I know that that happened. And you know what? It was bad that it happened, but it's the past and it's not going to dictate how my future is, and I'm letting that go. And that is an ongoing process. Forgiveness is an ongoing process
Yes.
for a lot of things, especially if it was, like you said, truly traumatic.
Yeah.
When you're truly, especially for a guy, for a man who's been betrayed, or for a woman who's experienced loss, or a man or woman who's experienced loss or been betrayed, there's a
Mhm.
deep hurt, and that deep hurt has to be worked on. It's like an onion. It has to be peeled back one layer at a time and forgiven one layer at a time. And that takes work. And a lot of people think that it can be done overnight by saying, I forgive this person. No, 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 no. Until you've consciously done it, until you've actually made the decision mentally and more so spiritually than anything, at that point, you'll know, because when those memories come up, you're not as reactive to them, if reactive at all. You can respond to them and say, yeah, you know what, I remember that, and that's okay. And I'm a product of that. You know what I mean? I know one of my traumatic experiences was my divorce, and it took me a long time to figure out how to forgive, to begin
Mhm.
the process of forgiving, and to understand the ongoing process of forgiving, and that being okay.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I love when you talk about like peeling back the onion, like you find more layers to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people may get into a situation where they like, I've forgiven this person, and maybe they actually have forgiven, but the thing is, it's like you said, with peeling back an onion, it's like the situation may be this, and you may have found a way to forgive this, but
Mm-hmm.
what you haven't realized is how this has affected this.
Talk
And
about it.
so as you're forgiving this, you're like, okay, but then this affects this, so then other stuff starts to pop up. And so maybe later on down the road, this other stuff starts to seep in, and that anger comes back, and that
Mm-hmm.
resentment comes back. And you're like, well, shoot, I thought I forgave this person. And maybe you did for this,
Mm-hmm.
but there's layers to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And once, I always say, like, in my first book, Controlling from the Grave, the person who taught me the most about forgiveness was my grandfather. And I often say, like, he taught me so much about forgiveness, and I do believe I have forgiven him for so many things. But I often wonder, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not a grandfather yet. I wonder if when I become a grandfather, if there's certain things that I haven't seen yet that may bring up other more resentment, more anger that I haven't experienced yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because certain situations may bring up certain things. And while you may, like, for example, while you may forgive your a father for not being there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, okay, well, I forgave my father. Well, it may trigger something when you become a father.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's like, I can't believe this dude. Like, that was one of the things that always baffled me when I looked at my boys. I started realizing more anger coming up towards my father when I thought I forgave him. But
Mm,
what was happening was I started to see something different. I started to
mm,
see something more. And so as I started to see more, it was like, yeah, I forgave him for this, but now I'm seeing a bigger picture. And it's like, whoa, how do I deal with this bigger picture? Right.
mm,
And so, to your point, forgiveness is a process, and it's like peeling back the
mm,
onion. and it makes you cry. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
absolutely.